The Earth is heating up. CO2 is getting trapped in the atmosphere, and if we don't stop polluting, there will be a big downward spiral full of floods, tornadoes, melting ice caps and hot deserts, etc., etc., etc. So, where are our heroes? The answer is, they're right in front of us. Trees. Trees absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. So in large idling zones like the border, it will be helpful to have them around to convert some of that toxic CO2. That gave us the idea for the eco-tunnel. Instead of cars going straight down and polluting the atmosphere, they could go through the tunnel, and some of that CO2 would get converted into oxygen through the hedge tunnel. So the first question to answer is, how much CO2 do trees absorb? For this experiment, we got 3 plants: the salal, the spring and winter heather, and the Japanese cedar. Then we put them in their own separate containers. We got a little bit creative with the Japanese cedar. Then we put the CO2 measurers in the containers, airtight of course, and we connected them to the CO2 measurer. When we first got back our result, we were a bit confused because the CO2 levels are going up, not the direction we wanted them to be going in. We later discovered this has to do with photosynthesis and cellular respiration. It's common knowledge that plants absorb CO2 and produce oxygen, but did you know they also do the opposite? In photosynthesis, the chemical formula looks a bit like this, but it's also known as carbon dioxide plus water plus light energy equals glucose and oxygen. It's reversed in cellular respiration. Glucose plus oxygen equals carbon dioxide and water and energy. Although plants do cellular respiration both in the day and the night, they are kind of like werewolves in that sense. So in an attempt to make our plants have photosynthesis, we put them in a light container. Then when we got back our results, we were happy to discover that the CO2 levels had in fact gone down. So to answer our question, an eco-tunnel is possible, but only in daylight hours.